Hello everyone, it's time for another part of playthrough from Gran Turismo 4. And today it's a quick episode because this is another part of playthrough including special condition hall, but this time it is a normal difficulty. So for these particular events I have to choose a fast car, a bit faster, like for GT for example, because while on normal difficulty I might have WRC cars or fast Japanese JDM cars like Mitsubishi Lancer, Subaru Impreza Spec C, these types of cars. For example, here on Città di Aria, I have Mitsubishi Starion rally car, Group B rally car. So this is at least one example of how difficult these particular rally events would be. However, I have a feeling that once I overtake this opponent, I should not have any problems with that. It's also a good thing that I still had, if I'm not mistaken, because that was some time ago, this 4GT was used in Supercar Festival. I still have Nitros kit and also a few upgrades bought. Such a shame that I still can feel that this car have sports tires instead of, for example, racing super hard tires, which are still a bit better than sports soft tires to an extent. So I overtook this rival easy enough, but it doesn't change the fact that I still need to drive fast. Drive fast on a really tight rally circuit in Assisi, Italy. And I also have a fast opponent, which is a Mitsubishi Group B car from the late mid 80s. Also various obstacles and other difficulties on this particular rally circuit, so it's really interesting, to be precise. Let's see how all this works out. Alright, so despite the fact that I run away from my opponent, I still need to be extremely cautious because this particular car is a fast machine, but it's also a fast American machine, so let's be honest. I have a good top speed, great acceleration, but the grip and everything else is very bad. Very bad. I have to be cautious to not crash into anything. Buildings. And I also have a very difficult rally circuit because, to be precise, Città di Aria in real life is even more difficult than in this game. That is interesting because this is a really tight Italian road. To be precise, Assisi is an old town, so these roads in particular can be not only very difficult, but even to an extent deadly. It's almost like driving not only through Old Town, but actually like you are driving, for example, through the maze. Through the maze. So, to be precise, this particular track, to an extent, separate professional drivers from the rookies. And that is a very good thing in this particular game. So I guess I have normal difficulty, not many problems with opponents right now, but I'm not sure how all this will work out later. So I guess I'll have to check it out. Right now, the first race is won. I won against Mitsubishi Starion, Group B rally car from the mid 80s. On normal difficulty, I do not acquire 5,000 credits, but 10,000 credits for each race. And I also have a feeling that the prize cars would be much better. I'm only curious, beside of that, how much difficult could hard difficulty be? I know, speaking like that. But yeah. Right now, for a small difference, I have a reversed version of this particular track and also another opponent, because this time I do not have a rally car, but rather, let's just say, slightly tuned Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 6, and it's also a Tommy McKinnon edition from the late 90s. So that's also an interesting challenge, because it is not a rally car, but it's still fast enough, and also reversed version of this particular track is much more difficult. Like over here, I got penalty because I drove too. I was too hostile for my opponent. He crashed into me, and I got penalty. So now I need to overtake him again, use nitrous oxide, and possibly I could overtake him, take the first place, and after that all I have to do is just drive fast enough to get the first place. I guess I have a big chance, because opponent is fast enough, but it is still artificial intelligence in Gran Turismo 4, so opponents can be cautious. Their driving style is a bit difficult, but they can still make mistakes. It's about specific paths. So yeah. So I'm in the first place. Unless I make any mistakes, I guess I'm in a good condition right now. However, this Ford GT is not the best car for this particular race track. Alright, so I run away. I run away from my opponent without any problems. So right now, I just need to drive fast in order to win a great prize car after Umbria Rally. It's no surprise that this particular rally was a bit difficult, but it's actually good because few road rally circuits should be difficult enough. You need to focus, you need driving skills, anything like that. So that's a great start again for these special condition events. And actually, I also acquired a perfect prize car after Umbria Rally, because this is the iconic Lancia Delta HF Integral rally car. So, after Umbria Rally, it's time to check out later Costa di Amalfi, Capri Rally. Again, the rules are the same. We have normal and reversed version. I am still driving Ford GT from 2005, slightly tuned. And again, on normal difficulty, I have as a rival the driver of Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 6, Tommy McKinnon Edition. Again, that's great because not only this particular track could be difficult because of various obstacles, small jumps here and there, but also because of the fact that despite opponents are slow on this particular track, in some cases, this, in my opinion at least, this rally circuit, despite having breathtaking scenery, is in some cases just as tight as Città d'Aria. So you need to be cautious in order not to crash into anything over here. Also, I can say that we have, for example, here a few slaloms, a bit windy sections, not many straight lines, and also uphill, downhill sections, which could be, let's not be surprised, a bit more difficult for a driver of a fast American muscle exotic car like Ford GT from 2005. So yes. So I also overtook these opponents, so I just need right now to focus on how this race could be won. I mean, I can easily win this particular race, but I need to focus in order not to crash into anything. That is really interesting. Opponents on this particular rally circuit are so slow that this particular Mitsubishi Lancer got 40 seconds gap to catch up to me. And we only have 3 laps on a difficult rally circuit. 40 to 45 seconds gap. So I won. Easy enough. So after that I have reversed version, and then I can take home another prize car. And after this I need to move on to dirt tracks. So let's see. I have a reversed version. Again, 3 laps on each of these tracks, and I also have yet another opponent. This time it is my favorite Subaru Impreza Spec C from 2004. Honestly, I am a big fan of Hawkeye from 2005-2006. It was called Spec C Type Array, while this precisely Spec C was a bit newer edition of GD Type 2 from 2002. So this is interesting. I had to do all riding over here because I do not want to fight with this opponent. I can just overtake any of them and run away. After that I just need to focus on finishing this race and eventually focus on the prize card that I can get from there. And it's all that is here. I just need to win all these challenges, special condition events, in order to afford a nice set of rally cars, etc. So again, I run away from my opponent. Possibly I could have 40-45 seconds of, as I always called it, lead distance, and get a great prize car after all of this. I'll see about that. The things I have to do in order to win these races. This is a really difficult section, mostly because of the fact that these hairpins would be easy enough if I could have a chance to make a small drift, but I am driving a bit heavy American fast car. Luckily after Umbria Rally and Capri Rally over here on Amalfi Coast, I guess there was, let me guess, Grand Canyon Rally, Whistler Ice Race, Chamonix Rally. I honestly never knew how to pronounce it in French, but yeah, Chamonix Rally. And after all of this, I still have few a bit more difficult dirt tracks all the way up to Tsukuba Wet Race. If I'm not mistaken, I will probably have a similar car to this Ford GT I am driving right now as an opponent, because these wet races are completely different than in GT3 and different than other special condition events in GT4. But yeah, after that I have Yosemite Rally and then hard difficulty, which is for the next episode. Possibly next month, maybe later. I'm not sure about now. I'm not sure about that right now because I have a lot of my plate, to be precise. But yeah, I got almost 40 seconds of lead distance. And now I will not afford, for example, Toyota RSC rally rate car, like for Pikes Peak, Paris Dakar Rally. But I am curious. Perhaps I can afford a great rally car for this next dirt tracks. And I have my favorite vehicle from Gran Turismo 3, which is a Subaru Impreza rally car prototype from 2001. And I also unlocked Onsum Ring for arcade mode. Damn, it's almost a year. 286 days. So I guess I can as well just find a great rally car. Don't have too many of these. Like Lancia Delta and Subaru Impreza, so let's check out this Subaru Impreza prototype. I can buy a few upgrades for, I don't know. I mean, what is there to tune up? Turbo kit, possibly. Nitrous oxide, if it's possible. Yeah, it is possible. That's great. And besides of that, I can still buy dirt and snow tires, because for unknown reason, unlike in GT3, you need to buy separately dirt and snow tires in order to use these rally cars for special condition events, which is idiotic. But I was not a guy coding this game, programming, etc. The only thing I have to do right now is to change oil, because extra power. Maybe, just maybe, change tires, but I'm not sure if rally cars, to be precise, all of these can have tires changed. I know that race cars in GT4 cannot have changed tires, unlike in GT3, because GT4 was a peak game, said to be more realistic. So yeah, I have Grand Canyon Rally, iconic and breathtaking Grand Canyon, which I knew from Gran Turismo 4 Prologue. And that's interesting also because I have normal difficulty, but this is a dirt track, so my opponent drives a Ford RS 200, and this is a road version, so this particular car would not be too fast. However, this is another, this time a dirt track, but another very difficult and tight rally circuit that requires focus. And let's be honest, this whole special condition hole is not for, well, let's be honest, you can be a rebel, an aggressive driver, but it's not profitable in this particular mode. It's not the same like in GT3. Driving physics are completely different, and also I know that you can crash into anything, get penalty, and there goes your rough driving scheme. So I need to focus on how fast I can drive, how with these modifications, changes, I can overtake him and drive fast enough. While this is still a Ford RS 200 road version, and I got also penalty, I need to focus in order to not lose this race, because it's not about how fast your car is, but how can you drive it. Almost like in Fast and Furious in that particular first race. It's not about how fast your car is, it's about how you can ride it. Or something like that, I am not sure. The last time I saw this movie was, I guess 4 or 5 years ago, and right now it's completely different story. So I have to focus, probably win this race, and later on move on to the reversed version, and after that Whistler Ice Arena or something else that is here in this particular episode. Alright, so this is an interesting race because I thought that Grand Canyon Rally would be a bit more difficult. Sure, it is a normal difficulty, but still, I thought it's gonna be something more than another time trial. This Ford RS200 is not a very slow vehicle in this particular game, but when it comes to rally events, special condition events on normal difficulty, this particular vehicle is no match to highly tuned Subaru Impreza rally car prototype, even bystander on this track sometimes can't run away. That's an interesting thing. But yeah, that also means I won another race in this particular episode. So, first stage, rally stage of Grand Canyon Rally is finished. I got again 10,000 credits, and it's time to check out the second stage, reversed version of this particular rally. So, reversed version, 3 laps, and again, it takes place on Grand Canyon Rally track. Interestingly, this time my opponent drives Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 4 GSR, which basically means I can just overtake him, and after this I can just focus, drive fast, let's just say switch off my mind a bit, focus on driving properly to an extent, of course, and win another challenge in rally event, because this Evo 4 is fast, but even if I am driving like a complete idiot, I can still win this particular challenge. It's just the problem that I I don't remember, to be precise, when was the last time, besides of special condition events, when was the last time I actually drove on the reversed versions of these dirt tracks from Gran Turismo 4. So yeah, I had a chance to check out Gran Turismo 4 Prologue, even few mods like Gran Turismo 3 Concept Overhaul mode, but still, it was a, let's just say, these were dirt tracks from Beta GT4 back in 2003. That was a completely different story. But yeah, guess I'll have to do something about it. There is actually a big chance I might win, even with my style of driving in this particular event. Alright, so that was not very difficult. Surely I had some problems with my opponents, or rather my opponent, Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 4. I had some small issues with driving a fast rally car on this particular rally track, but I made it. So again, I got 10,000 credits, and it's time to see what kind of a prize car I actually got from this particular rally event. Congratulations, the prize car is Mitsubishi CZ3 Tarmac Rally Car. So, a concept car, just made like a rally vehicle. Rally car, yes, sure. However, the next event would be a bit more difficult because I have Whistler Ice Race, which is basically set on ice arena, and it's also a very difficult track because it's tight, it's short, have many difficult sections, few hairpins here and there, and also because this is an ice arena. So we have, let's just say, snow and ice physics, to be precise. And while I have an opponent who drives Toyota Celica, of course this is the older one, ST185, it doesn't change the fact that this is a rally car. Let's be honest, this is a WRC. So this particular event would be a bit more difficult. But I think I can do something about that. I just need again to focus on winning, learning the basics again, just like on easy difficulty, and everything should be just fine. So while this particular race was a bit of a challenge, I still made it without any problems, mostly because of the fact that uh, I had some knowledge of how this track was structured, modeled, how difficult it can be. So I can take 10,000 credits home and just go to the second stage, reversed version. That's interesting. In the middle of Whistler Ice Race, I actually got 25% of game completion. So I acquired one of my, let's be honest, most favorite cars in Gran Turismo 4. which is Audi Nuvolari Quattro. Such a shame that it was not available in Gran Turismo 4 Prologue, but it was a great car. I really like these Audi concepts, like for example, XP Quattro, Nuvolari, Lemon Quattro, and also these older ones like Rose Meyer, Avus, Audi Avus concept from the 90s. So I also have reverse version. This time I have a slower opponent behind the wheel of Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 2. And this is a reverse version, so after this I can acquire another prize card from my collection, which is a great deal, to be precise, because after this I can just possibly check out, if I'm not mistaken, Shamanix race event, and then move on to these more difficult, because we still also have Swiss Alps, Tahiti Maze. These two trucks came back after Gran Turismo 3 and Gran Turismo Concept, to be precise, of course, etc, etc. And then Tsukuba Wet Race, obviously, and two versions of Yosemite Rally. Interesting, very interesting. Alright, so it is not such a big problem. I actually had a chance to win this particular challenge without many problems. Of course, this is a Whistler Ice Race, so a tight, short track. A very difficult one, a short one, so opponents can catch up to me easily because of rubber banding and other stuff that is there in Gran Turismo 4, but I've made it. At least on normal difficulty. I still have hard difficulty after all of this, so let's take the prize car and move on to the next rally event. So congratulations, beside of Audi Nuvolari Quattro, I also acquired my favorite Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 4 rally car, driven by Tommy McKinnon himself. Despite not being as fast, for example, as Evo 5, Evo 6 and Evo 7, it was still an iconic rally car, and I really like it. So, being honest, I actually think that it would be a perfect car for these next rally events. Of course, I saw there was a little glitch in this Korean version because the description of this car was taken from one Honda race car or touring car, if I'm not mistaken. One of these JTCC slower cars, like from J Racing. I honestly need to go back to few, let's just say, games. Have to make a few new playthroughs if I have some spare time, because This year it's a bit more difficult. So I still need to buy upgrades for this particular car. So obviously, turbo kit, changing oil, anything I can do. Let's make something like a Group B rally car or even a Pikes Peak. Or rather something like 4 Pikes Peak to be precise. Fast car which can drive over 200 kilometers per hour on dirt track. And obviously dirt tires and snow tires because, well, it happened. Gran Turismo 4. Whatever. So anything is set on properly. Let's see. I have Chamonix Rally. After this, I also forgot the iconic George V Street in Paris. My favorite rally track because while I'm not a big fan of Paris, George V Paris was even better than Opera Paris, Place de la Concorde. I need to adjust some things like gear ratio and obviously nitrous duration and power. I don't need to do it because my opponent drives Ford RS 200, but I have a feeling that just in case it might be important to actually do it. So, I have a long, difficult maze. Earlier planned as a snowy track set in Nürburg, because it was named Nursnow in game files. But they changed it into Chamonix, where famous Olympics on Mont Blanc or something like that took place many years ago. So yeah, I overtook my opponent and this is a very difficult track, so again I have to focus on winning this particular challenge, not crashing into many obstacles, walls and anything else. So this would be a very interesting race to be precise. Let's see how it all works out. That's just perfect. I outrun my opponent and also didn't have many problems on this particular track, on this rally circuit, rally stage. Possibly because of the fact that while it was difficult because no ice physics, I have a feeling that I just drove cautiously after overtaking this slower opponent. On hard difficulty I might have much more problems. So yeah. It's time for a second stage. Reversed version, again 3 laps. Samonix or Nursno. I honestly don't care about that so much. Let's just get this over with so I can move on to the next French rally stage. And right now, ironically, I have an even slower opponent because while it is a Peugeot 205 Turbo 16, it is a road version, not this iconic Group B rally car with, if I'm not mistaken, 400 brake horsepower. I was a completely different league. So here we have a road version of Peugeot 205 Turbo 16. A car that I could actually buy myself if it was not because of this car being from the 80s and me being from Eastern Europe, where we need to find specific ways to earn some perfect money, like moving in business or something like that. Not exactly swimming in the muddy water, whatever. This particular race could be a bit difficult, but I have highly tuned Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 4, so I can just again try to not crash into anything, and I guess I will be in a perfect place, first place, as a winner, taking 10,000 credits again and prize car home. Why not? Alright, so this particular race was a bit difficult. I have to drive cautiously on such tracks as Ice Arena and Shamanics. But I won without many problems. Just had to use brakes more often. So, I guess I need to take 10,000 credits and another prize car home. And after this, I can move on to Paris because I have George Fifth Paris Street Rally, whatever. So, congratulations. Your next prize car is another Subaru Impreza rally car, but this time it is an actual 2001 Rally Edition, not the prototype like in Gran Turismo 3. This was actually an actual rally car, well, known better from Gran Turismo Concept Tokyo or Tokyo Geneva, but still, it was an actual rally car. So, as I have Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 4 and this is a normal difficulty, I might as well just check out this Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 4 on another road track. So I have a nice challenge. Road version versus rally version. I have Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 4 driven by Tommy Mäkinen, and my opponent drives a white Evo 6. And while it's still Tommy Mäkinen edition, like Evo 6.5 or something like that, it's still a road car. So yeah, an interesting rally track set in Paris. So yeah, again, tight roads, I need to focus on driving and everything should be just fine. As probably always. I never yet, during these playthroughs from Gran Turismo 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly Gran Turismo 1, I don't really remember. But when it comes to Gran Turismo 4, I haven't yet lost even once. Alright, so I guess it's all done. The first stage is over without any problems because I actually won. Mostly because of the fact I had a fully tuned rally car, but still, this road version could actually make a great challenge. Whatever. Whatever, because I still have second stage and I'm curious which car would race with me. Another Mitsubishi Lancer, but this time it is an interesting one. Not only Evo 8, but it's also MR GSR, so if I'm not mistaken, that's the same situation, the same type of model like Skyline GTR, V-Spec or M-Spec, nor possibly few enhancements with suspension or something like that. But I have, let's just say, great turbo kit and nitrous oxide, so I can easily win this particular challenge. Unless I crash into something and just lose. Because my rival could actually just overtake me. Yeah, you know the drill. So again, I made full use of nitrous oxide, and let's just say my skills and the fact that I had a fast car, so it was not such a big problem. I won without many problems, and that's great. So let's take again 10,000 credits and another prize car. I won another rally event in this game. I'm just curious if it's going to be, for example, Peugeot 205, 206, or another French rally car. Close enough. Renault 5 Maxi Turbo Rally Car, Group B Classic from mid 80s. So, again, what's next? Swiss Alps Tour de Tahiti on Tahiti Maze, Tsukuba Wet Race, and Yosemite Rally. So yeah, let's check out another rally event with Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 4. This time it's Swiss Alps. Swiss Alps, earlier known as Smoky Mountain South, because this is actually a similar track. And strangely enough, on this dirt track my opponent drives a fast road car, but is still a road car, even if it's Renault Clio V6, and it's also second phase model from 2003. It doesn't change the fact it's still a road version, even if it's faster, even if it's a bit better on let's just say in these conditions. We have Swiss Alps, forests, anything you need. And that's great. So I guess this time I have a bit difficult, but a bit, let's just say, wider. Can't say thicker, but a rally circuit with really wide roads and breathtaking scenery again. That's just perfect. I always liked this rally circuit. Even if it was actually, let's not be mistaken, judging by GT3 demos and how this track looked like in GT2, I have a feeling that Swiss Alps was actually remade from Smoky Mountain South just to have another new track. At least this track looks much better than Grand Valley Highway in Gran Turismo 7, because even Deep Forest looks good enough. Midfield Raceway in GT6 also, but yeah, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do to have newer tracks and some more or less important changes. That's just great. Honestly, even if it's normal difficulty, these particular races are a bit, in my opinion, they are too easy. These races are too easy, to be precise. So, right now I just need to take again 10,000 credits and move on to the second stage. Reverse version, and then taking another prize car, Tour de Tahiti, Tsukuba Wet Race, and then Yosemite Rally. And I'm done with this particular episode. Later on, I still have hard difficulty with 5 laps and 20,000 for each race. So, right now, I have an interesting challenge because despite having fully tuned Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 4, I am actually again racing with another fast WRC classic, which is Lancia Delta. Such a shame. I uh, did not got myself Toyota Celica to make something almost like Sega Rally Championship, the first one. I actually have to check out Sega Rally series after many years, because the last time I played this particular rally game was on an arcade machine, many years ago, possibly when I was a kid. So yeah, why not, for example, find an emulator for Dreamcast, or actually, if I have a chance right now, find a Dreamcast and try to make a playthrough from Sega Rally 2, or maybe even Sega Rally Revo, something like that. Why not? This particular race would not be difficult at all. I can just drive fast, not make any mistakes, outrun my opponent, take 10,000 credits home again, and another prize card to my collection. Just perfect. Okay, so this particular rally event, another rally event on normal difficulty is finished. While this particular race could be difficult because of dirt physics in Gran Turismo 4 and a fast opponent, I still won. Got 10,000 credits. So now I just need to get my prize car. And I am finally done. Just few rally events and I can get some rest. So the prize car I got right now is, well, of course, what a coincidence. I said something about Sega Rally and I acquired Toyota Celica GT4 from mid-90s. This particular Toyota Celica from mid-90s. Perfect vehicle. So now I have yet another rally event which I can pass with Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 4, and that is Tour de Tahiti. Tour de Tahiti. Another rally race between my rally version of Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 4 and road version of Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 6. This could actually be a perfect, let's be honest, a perfect Tommy McKinnon challenge. Like, I could actually drive a road car and my opponent would be the rally car, Evo 4. Sure, why not? Maybe even Evo 6, but what can I say more about this? I have Tour de Tahiti, which is a bit difficult, more difficult than in Gran Turismo 3, even more than in Gran Turismo Concept. But I can still do it. Even if these rally tracks after GT3 and GT Concept, GT4 Prologue would be even more difficult with this driving physics, I think I can still win this particular set of events, take all the prize cars and prepare for the next, or even uh, another month after it, like February or March. Get prepared for hard difficulty rally events, 5 laps and 20,000 credits for each race. Why not? Sounds like a good deal for me. Okay, so this first rally stage, it's almost done. Again, I won without any problems. Any problems at all. I can just take 10,000 credits and prepare for the second stage, again of Tour de Tahiti. However, it's a shame that we do not have Tahiti circuit in Gran Turismo 4. I don't really care too much about Smoky Mountain North, to be precise. It was a great track, but it was completely different. In Gran Turismo 4 and other parts of Gran Turismo, I have a feeling Gran Turismo PSP and, if I'm not mistaken, Gran Turismo 5 had hidden Smoky Mountain North. That big jump was deadly as hell. So yeah, but Tahiti circuit should be in Gran Turismo 4 for these Tour de Tahiti rally events. Right now I have another challenge, or rather just a casual race, because again, my rally car versus another uh, rival opponent behind the wheel of Lancer Evo 6 road car. So again, I just need to drive cautiously, not crash into many obstacles, and it's all. It's all that I have to do here. Again, Alright, so another rally event is almost done. Again, without many problems. Possibly a few small crashes here and there, small mistakes, but still, I won. I won easily. For a normal difficulty, if you have fully tuned rally car, you don't have any difficulties to actually win all these rally events. So I guess it's time to take home another prize card to my collection. I already have a good amount of rally cars, and right now I got another, if I'm not mistaken, a Finnish rally team, but it is a Ford Escort rally car. I could say one of my favorites when I was a kid, because I was always a fan of Ford Escort Cosworth. But now I need to find a fast race car or just fast enough vehicle, because right now I have Tsukuba Wet Race and I am sure that my opponent would be the driver of a car such as, for example, Ford GT, Salon S7 or something like that. So I am just taking a race car, get some proper tires, super hard, and possibly some changes. Not many things to tune up here, possibly because this is a Ford GT Spec 2, the iconic car from Gran Turismo 4. Luckily I can buy any tune-up and nitrous oxide, even if there is no chance to buy turbo kits. Because let's be honest, Ford GT with these tune-ups would be, I should say, a bit strange. So yeah, super hard tires. If there is a problem, I can choose both medium and super hard tires, because I can choose medium tires for the front side and super hard tires for the rear side. And obviously I need to change oil. No chances of changing tires, I mean wheels, rims, and wings. But I don't really care about that too much, so it's not my concern. So, the moment of truth. Tsukuba Wet Race. 3 laps on iconic, yet not as exciting. I can still say it. In last episode I probably said it too, but yes. Tsukuba Wet Race. A great, difficult circuit, but not as exciting as Special Stage Road 5 in Gran Turismo 3. I have a feeling that in Gran Turismo 4 there could be more wet circuits. But yeah, I made proper adjustments. So now we have a nice battle again. I am using LM Edition, or rather 4GT LM Race Car Spec 2 from Gran Turismo 4 intro, later on known as Test Car, because it was the same Spec 2 but it was black in GT5 Prologue and later games. And my opponent drives a road version of 4GT. So here's hoping I don't crash into him. Get penalty. Yeah. I said it. I don't care. If there is a problem, I can just push him off the road. take the first place, and run away. And let's not forget about the fact that I have super hard tires. They are not the best choice, but I don't care about it also. I have nitrous oxide and not turbo kit and a tune-ups. Yet again. Well, at least this particular race would be an interesting challenge for me. And I am all for it because Tsukuba Wet Race is a completely different level of insanity in these special condition events. So I have a feeling I had already 2 penalties, I can just push him off the road. I don't care. Just like that. Not the best idea, because he did not spawn out. But even if he did not lose grip in his car, I can still drive fast. And I can still win this particular challenge. And also this time I had no problem with brakes, so I can just run away from this opponent and just win this race easily without any problems. Okay, so I made it. It was a difficult race, to be precise. Something different than the other rally events. But I hope that I can win a precious prize car. And the best thing about this particular rally event is the fact that I have only one race over here. Because obviously Tsukuba circuit, unlike in Enthusia or few specific cases in real life, I'm not so sure about that now. I don't remember there was a case that Tsukuba was in reverse. Also I won an interesting car. Mazda Atenza touring car from 2002, a bit different edition than in Gran Concept 2001 Tokyo. It was actually from Tokyo Seoul and Tokyo Geneva, but still, it is an interesting touring car which could actually be used later on in at least one event or endurance race. I'm not so sure. Perhaps it might even be sold. So, after Tsukuba Wet Race, the only rally events I have left on the list are Yosemite rally events. So, let's be honest, the iconic El Capitan Rally Yosemite National Park, or rather in this particular case it's not El Capitan, but Cathedral Rocks Trail first rally, the longer one. So yeah, an iconic national park in Sierra Nevada. Again, my opponent drives Ford RS 200, and I have 3 laps on first longer version of Cathedral Rocks Trail rally circuit. So basically this is an El Capitan. It is a completely different track than in Beta GT4, because this track was supposed to be even more difficult, but if you haven't saw various demos of Gran Turismo 4, I think that you do not know that El Capitan was supposed to look completely different. But yeah, we have this small section of El Capitan, but we are not driving on the road all the time, because we need to drive through here to the dirt section again, few hairpins here and there, run away from my opponent and just win again this particular race. No big deal, because this track is a very difficult one, yes. One of the most difficult, to be precise, because of bumps, tight roads and elevation changes. I have this strange feeling that, in my opinion, even Grand Canyon rally track can be a bit easier than this particular track. While it is wider, it is still difficult. You need to properly adjust speed to any corner or hairpin you have on this track. And also bumps, jumps and everything else that is here could push your car to the wall or into, let's be honest, bystanders that are there. This rally event in real life would not be safe at all. Okay, so I can honestly say that this rally event can be difficult a bit, not because of an opponent, but just to an extent, of course, like Whistler Ice Race. This is a dirt track, but this Yosemite rally can be very difficult. Let's see how it all works out on reversed version of this particular rally. So we have reversed version. After this I have a shorter rally and I'm done. And yet again my opponent drives Ford RS 200 again. It's also kinda strange that after Cathedral Rocks Trail first, I still have the second rally circuit. So basically in this particular game we have 6 dirt tracks instead of 7. At least in Gran Turismo 3, if I'm not mistaken, besides of Special Stage Route 5, we had only 4 rally tracks. So yeah, I guess that's interesting. Well, let's be honest, let's just win this rally event and move on to the last one. I just have hope that I can also win a perfect prize car. A bit faster for hard difficulty, unless I should just take the fastest car for this Umbria Capri rally. Okay, so it's all done when it comes to this particular rally event. So right now, I only have one last rally event again to complete. And this is again Yosemite Rally, but a shorter version. Shorter version, the second one, to be precise. So yeah. The price card for this particular rally event is another Subaru Impreza rally car, but this time, judging by the number 5, if I'm not mistaken, number 3 was owned by Richard Burns and number 5 by Colin McRae, but I am not sure about that, so I would not say which one it is. But I know that I have one final rally event. Yosemite Rally second event. For this particular race I have a different opponent, different car, driven by opponent, because for some reason my rival drives an older Subaru Impreza. It's still WRX, VRX, that's how I can call it, VRX, but it was an older one. Had, if I'm not mistaken, only 250 or 260 brake horsepower, not almost 300. It is fast. I can say that this car is fast here, possibly tuned properly, but it doesn't change the fact that I can still overtake this opponent. I'm not sure about going without penalty over here. Yeah, I just thought about that. But it doesn't change the fact that while this rally event is set on a shorter version of Cathedral Rocks Trail, I can still push my opponent off the road, take my first place, and just go win this rally event without any problems. So yeah, it's great. Another rally event to win. The last one in this episode. Alright, so I guess I'm almost done. with these rally events on normal difficulty. So I have only one final challenge in this particular episode before I can go get some rest. And as I said earlier, possibly in February or March, I will try to check out all these rally events again, but on hard difficulty. So, I guess this is it. The final challenge. Reversed version of Cathedral Rocks Trail Yosemite Rally, the second edition. And again, for this final challenge, I have another opponent driving a white Ford RS200 again. So I guess on hard difficulty I might have a bigger chance of driving against a fast rally car more often. Possibly even Group B cars rather than WRC cars. VRC. Whatever, you know what I mean. So yeah, all that I have to do is not make any mistakes, not crash into anything, get penalty, nothing like that. And I am this close to finally finish this episode, before I can move on later to try out hard difficulty. I guess it would be a bit longer, possibly a bit more boring, but in some cases I have a feeling that ironically hard difficulty rally events could be even more exciting. Over here I have an interesting elevation change because we have this difficult section of Yosemite Rally, this particular uh, dirt track. So if it works, alright, so this is the end. This is the X that marks the spot. Because I won all rally events on normal difficulty. So soon enough I will try out all these rally events but on hard difficulty. 5 laps each, 20,000 credits each, and a nice set of fast opponents with rally cars. And if I'm not mistaken, Probably the same price cars. For this particular rally event, I got this older Toyota Celica GT4 ST185. Good enough. Might be useful at least once, but I don't care. This is it. This is the end of this particular episode. So stay tuned for the next video and have a nice day. I'm out.